Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May my homage to my teacher, Pinnath Loku Swamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, we have been discussing about 5 precepts. That is the basic virtue for the lay disciples of the Buddha. But however, you don't need to become a Buddhist to practice 5 precepts. Why? 5 precepts is an ethical practice. It helps anyone to have to develop their mind and have healthy relationships, and it helps people to make this world a better place. And today we have to talk about the 3rd precept. So let's do a quick recap about the 5 precepts. So we talk about there are 5 precepts. The first one is abstaining from killing living beings. The second one is abstaining from stealing. Third one is abstaining from sexual misconduct. Fourth one, abstaining from telling lies. And fifth one, abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. And we learned these 5 precepts are not a commandment from the Buddha or anyone else. It's a voluntary practice to develop our mind, and also that helps us to have healthy relationship with our loved ones and also with this society. Okay, so today I have a presentation. Let me share my screen first. Okay, so the path of integrity, understanding the 3rd precept. Okay, here are the Pali words for this precept. You can try to say with me, Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhyami. Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhyami. I undertake the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. Again, so this is a guideline to abstain from sexual misconduct. It's a voluntary commitment to psychological and social well-being. Okay, so let's talk about this precept. So dear friends, what is the social aspect of this precept? So this precept helps someone to become a very trustworthy person. So when the people who are in his or her life feel very safe and secure, and they know that they will not be hurted by uh, or betrayed by this person, because they keep this precept. They don't engage in sexual misconduct. Sometimes I have heard people say, I can trust uh, him or her with my money, with my house, with my kids, with my vehicle, but I cannot trust that person with my wife or my husband. So why? Because they don't feel safe. So, but suppose like there is someone who doesn't do sexual misconduct, then their friends can say, okay, I can trust this person with everything in my life. So that's why, like, when people know, oh, this person don't engage in sexual misconduct, they feel safe. And the people who are uh, around that person feel always protected, and they feel comfortable. So that's what person who keep that precept gives to this society. Then on the other side, that person practice self-control, and also that self-control helps them to control their lust, and they develop their mind, and then gradually they can step into the next level in their spirituality, and also step into the next level on their path to the full enlightenment. And then finally, so this practice helps them to purify their mind and let go of all the remorseful thoughts, and develop their mind to the next level. So what is sexual misconduct? So sexual misconduct is related to sexual activities that are not appropriate and harmful. So, or in other words, all the sexual activities that go beyond social ethics. So this can include things like cheating on a partner, pressuring someone into sexual activity, or engaging in sexual acts without consent. Then how can someone put this precept into practice? One is a respectful intent. So instead of thinking about what can I get from someone, we can focus on how can I respect this person. So then, so that respectful mindset helps someone to not to engage in sexual misconduct. And also, we need to understand our weaknesses. So, and then people should not expose themselves into an environment that can arouse their lustful thoughts, and then make them engage in sexual misconduct. I think uh, most of the people who do not want to engage in sexual misconduct practice this. They do not expose themselves so into environments that can trigger their weaknesses and make them engage in sexual misconduct. And also the next one, we need to have respect toward the relationships and families, the relationships of other people and the families. So we need to understand, like, everyone likes to keep their relationships and their family. So people should respect to the relationships of other people and their families. And creating safety. So ensuring every interaction is honest, consensual, and kind. So, uh, so if within your family, you can practice this. Like you create that safety for everyone uh, in the family, and also in your social circle. And then here's the very important thing: mindful awareness. So we need to notice our impulses early, so we do not take those thoughts will not take control of our choices. Otherwise, like people are led by those lustful thoughts, those then they engage in sexual misconduct. And then people need to keep their commitments. Like they have to stay true to the promises that they have made to their partners and to themselves. And here is a very important thing: people need to understand the consequences of violating that precept. First, they need to understand how it impacts my mind. Then they can understand, like, if I engage in sexual misconduct, then I will have a guilty conscience after that. And also, when someone engages in sexual misconduct, always their mind is not peaceful. There is constant agitation in their mind, and they have fearful thoughts all the time in their mind. So because of that, they cannot stay present. So they cannot have that peaceful mind, and then it ruins their mental happiness. And we all know, when someone engages in sexual misconduct, it damages their good reputation, and they lose the trust of other people. And also it causes that violation, that bad deed causes families to be broken. So there's a social impact. So we every day we hear those things all over the world. And if someone engages in the sexual misconduct, so they have remorseful thoughts in their mind. So because of that, it's difficult for them to attain samadhi, concentration. So we all need to have a concentration. We all need to develop our concentration. So you meditate. Why? To develop your concentration, to develop your focus. So when someone has remorseful thoughts, then they cannot calm down their mind, they cannot develop their concentration. Because of that, they are unable to get into the next level in their meditation practices and their path toward the full enlightenment. And also, we know the people who engage in sexual misconduct vulnerable for the sexual transmitted diseases. So it's a impact that people get physically, and so there's a huge possibility for such people to get such a disease. Actions that violate the precept. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, cheating and adultery cause breaking that precept. And then using, sometimes some people use their authority to pressure someone to get into the sexual misconduct. So in that way, they also violate the precept. And then people allow their uh, temporary impulses to take control of their life. So because of that, they engage in sexual misconduct. So what are the benefits someone can get by following this precept? So number one, it deepens the trust. So it creates safe uh, environment for your loved ones, and because they know that there is no any betrayal from you. So it deepens the trust within your family, and also uh, uh, in the with the people who are around you. And it helps you to clear your mind. So it helps you to let go of agitation, guilt, and uh, any fears that people have in their mind. So suppose like if someone commit to keep that precept, then they know, okay, there's nothing that I need to uh, be worried about. And then there is no any agitation in their mind. So then there are no any guilty feelings. So then they can have a very clear and peaceful mind. And also it helps us to live in harmony with others, because it contributes to the stable and respectful society by honoring the bonds of others. And it helps you to gain the self-respect that comes from being in control of your own impulses. And it helps us to develop our mind. It helps us to purify our virtue and make a foundation to develop our path toward the full enlightenment. And dear friends, we talk about this thing a couple of times. So when we talk about other precepts, so the threefold purity. Okay? So in one of the suttas, Buddha teaches us how we can practice these precepts in three ways. The first, someone should not engage in that sexual misconduct physically. Okay? So they abandon engage in sexual misconduct. They keep that precept. Then they encourage and praise others for not engaging in sexual misconduct. And then they acknowledge and they acknowledging everyone's good behavior by not engaging in sexual misconduct. So they personally, they abstain from sexual misconduct, and then they encourage others to not to engage in sexual misconduct, and they appreciate others and also themselves about not being engaged in sexual misconduct. So this is something we should do always, because yes, people keep these precepts. Okay, it's not an easy thing; it's a very hard thing, but they forget to acknowledge their effort, acknowledge their ethical behavior, and also they forget to acknowledge the ethical behaviors of others. Suppose like you have a family, okay, you are in a relationship, okay. So normally, if the other person engage in sexual misconduct, like it make a huge impact on yourself. But in the other times, when they don't engage in any sexual misconduct, so people forget to appreciate it. People forget to praise their partner, their uh, uh, spouse about not being engaged in the sexual misconduct. So this is something that we need to do. We should appreciate ourselves, and also we need to appreciate other people as well. Okay, here we are going to talk about prevention methods. What can we do to guard our mind? Yes, we know always unwholesome thoughts arise in our mind. So meditation helps us to let go of those unwholesome thoughts. So we can practice mindfulness, sati. Sati is the Pali word, mindfulness. And why? Because mindfulness helps us to be aware of those negative thoughts when such thoughts arise in our mind. And it helps us to let go of those unwholesome thoughts and bring our focus to the present moment. And contentment or santutti. So people should learn how to be satisfied with what they have in their lives. And here's a very strong practice to control lustful thoughts, asubha meditation or contemplation on impurities in the body. So this meditation helps us to control lustful thoughts. Okay? You might remember we discussed about Meghiya Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha said we have to practice 5 things to mature our mind. And then Buddha said, while practicing those 5 things, you have to practice 4 meditations. So one of them is this meditation, Asubha meditation, contemplation on impurities in the body. So in that sutta, Buddha clearly mentioned, to let go of lustful thoughts, you need to practice Asubha meditation. So when someone practices Asubha meditation, contemplation on impurities in the body, so it helps them to let go of the lustful thoughts that make them to be engaged in sexual misconduct. So then keeping this precept become very easy for the people. Why? They don't have those thoughts in their mind. Because mind is the chief. Okay? Mind precedes everything. So people speak or act based on what that arise in their mind. So if someone doesn't have any thoughts about getting engaged in sexual misconduct, then very easily they can keep this precept. So to do that, we need to practice this meditation. And then we can try to understand impermanence of our life. So this is another practice. So this helps us, understanding impermanence of our life helps us to restrain our sense faculties. Restrain our sense faculties. Why? Because lustful thoughts arise when our sense faculties engage with external things. Suppose someone see another person who is more beautiful or more handsome than their partner. So then they might keep thinking about it. But what if they understand the impermanence of that moment? Yes, I see someone, but it's not permanent. This experience is not permanent. It is subject to change. And also the pleasant feelings that I got is not pleasant feelings that I got are not permanent. They are subject to change. So then these lustful thoughts do not develop in their mind. So they can restrain their sense faculties. So this is a very powerful practice to guard our mind. So today we discussed about third precept, abstaining from sexual misconduct, and we collect a lot of merit, good karma. So by the power of all the good karma we collected, with the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, may you and your loved ones have a long life, healthy life. May you have a peaceful mind, and may you be able to keep your precepts all the time, and may you be able to develop your meditation practices, and may you attain bliss of happiness, nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.